All right. Hello, everyone, and now welcome to a 2v2 matchup. This matchup is going to be between XiaoKK spawning here on the top as the teal orc. Let me go ahead and zoom out just a little bit. And Erling spawning as the teal undead under the name Orange. They're going to be going up against two classic names in Fly and Infi. Infi spawning as the red human here at what I'll call the 9 o'clock spot, and then finally Fly spawning as the red orc here at the 6 o'clock spot. Should be a great game. Let's go ahead and speed things up. 4 times speed, take a look at the heroes, and then figure out what the strategies will be here on Tidewater Glades. Tauren Chieftain Archmage coming across from the Orc human side. Meanwhile, it is going to be Blade Master Death Knight coming from Erling and XiaoKK. So much more classic 1v1 type heroes coming in from Erling or 120 and XiaoKK. Meanwhile, perhaps we'll see some interesting synergy between Infi and Fly. Tauren Chieftain opting to go for Endurance Aura first, faster movement speed overall, clearing out a relatively difficult creep camp. Forest Troll or Dark Troll Shadow Priest out here on the battlefield, and will offer a little bit of heals as the Archmage is gonna and the Tauren Chieftain both gonna stay at level 1. All right, both staying at level 1. They need to clear out another orange creep camp in order to get to level 2, and I would be assuming that it is part of their strategy to try and get to level 2 quickly. All right. Furbolg and a Shaman both getting cleaned up here. Forest Troll Shadow Priest having plenty of mana. How much more experience is needed? Yeah, it looks like even more is needed. Tauren Chieftain is going to get it. Yes, does get it. So Archmage backs away to give Tauren Chieftain to level 2. Tauren Chieftain now at level 2. We'll see if he goes for Stomp or Shockwave. Meanwhile, what is this Archmage doing? Archmage is buying the Dust of Appearance and now backing up here. Meanwhile, the Blade Master is nearby, trying to cause a little bit of disruption. All right, Archmage needs to run all the way back over. That is a large amount of ghouls. Tauren Chieftain, is he going to go for Stomp? Yes, he goes for Stomp. The partial surround right there. Blade Master going to be in a little bit of trouble. Archmage now comes back around here. Are we going to see the Dust of Appearance? There's Dust of Appearance. Blade Master is going to be spotted. There's another Stomp again. Very effective against this go-wide army as the Archmage still needs to find a way to get away. Scroll of Speed off to the races, trying to get in front. A Grunt gets in the way of the Archmage, and now the Archmage down to 77 hit points may end up falling. Are we going to see a healing salve here? No, we are not. He's going to be able to back up. Meanwhile, the Tauren Chieftain is still fighting by its lonesome self, trying to figure out a way. A couple of footmen are nearby as well, but without any ranged units, this is just some sort of melee brawl against each other. All right, Archmage comes back over, does have a scroll of, does have a charge on that of healing salve to try and heal up some of that precious, or heal up some of that dangerous damage and heal some of those precious hit points, as the Archmage is still sub 300 hit points, at least for now. Meanwhile, the Death Knight coming back across here, testing the waters again. Shame that isn't played as a team game as much as 1v1. I think it has huge potential as an esport. It does. All right, coming down, Stomp right there. Blade Master come back around. All right. The real question is, what is the barrier of entry now for WarCraft 3 compared to other real-time strategy games? Whether or not players can good in a timely manner. Archmage gets up to level 2. Brilliance Aura is going to be incredibly important. Forest Troll Shadow Priest going to heal up some of that damage. Blade Master now trying to back away. Tauren Chieftain now benefiting from that Brilliance Aura. Should be able to throw down some additional stomps as well. Infi drops another Water Elemental here, as there goes down a Shaman. All right, Tauren Chieftain now also having Claws of Attack and giving it to the Archmage. Archmage now up to plus 13 attack, essentially dealing nearly double damage per, 50% more damage. All right, so that bonus damage actually more effective than Blade Master's Critical Strike, since the Critical Strike doesn't always proc. People love team games much more. I'll send you a banger 4v4. Sad that when you see the Tauren Chieftain layout. Yeah, I do not have the overlay for multiplayer games. If anyone knows where to get that, I know Todd said that he could help me get it years ago, but haven't had a chance to talk to Todd, and Todd's been busy. doing so much other stuff as well. All right, Dire Wolf still dancing back and forth here. There's Dust of Appearance. Blade Master going to quickly get revealed and now backing away. Shadowhunter shows up, most likely going to be seeing some healing waves. No, just a scroll of or a healing salve to try and heal up some of that damage over time. You see the Archmage purposely damaging that Blade Master to force another bit of healing salve there. All right, Archmage coming across. Infi does have also a giant wolf here trying to put in pressure. Tauren Chieftain, I thought, would have tried to stop the escape here. There's a quick escape there and trying to block this Death Knight. Death Knight could be in trouble. Stomp a little bit late as the Shadowhunter does get surrounded as the Scroll of Town Portal whisks everyone away. I would have thought the Tauren Chieftain would have come around the far side, perhaps try and get in a position to delay the retreat of all of those melee units. Instead, it hung back just a little bit. Could have been a prime opportunity. All right, Infi coming across with a Paladin as the second hero to offer in a bit more healing. Interesting choice. Shadowhunter and now the Paladin going to be able to work together. Tauren Chieftain now making its way around. Archmage is nowhere nearby, so we're not going to see that Brilliance Aura as we might want or might expect. Shadowhunter, remember, he got Hex earlier, so doesn't have Healing Wave just quite yet. I'd be surprised if it was anything but Holy Light from that Paladin, as the Militia now making their way over, perhaps trying to set up an expo. Archmage coming in from the far side here, wants to regroup with all of these units, but a little bit dangerous. In comes, well, the rest of Fly and Infi's units. Fly does throw down a stomp. Archmage needs to get closer. Brilliance Aura about to, well, come online for that Tauren Chieftain, and that does mean subsequent stomps are going to be thrown down as well. Remember, though, that Tauren Chieftain is only sitting at level 2. The level 3 variety lasts much longer, as we're looking at a Blade Master fall at level 1. Archmage falls at level 2. That the sudden appearance of the Lich's Frost Nova, and, well, doing enough damage there. Meanwhile, the Tauren Chieftain doesn't have enough mana for a stomp, and that mana is the key. These obsidian statues providing essentially Brilliance Aura for the Undead and the Orc at this stage, as black arrows, well, are turning footmen into lesser dark minions. Units are getting cleaned up left and right here. Kind of a sloppy game. No one really able to focus down anything as the Riflemen try to come together. Paladin needs to back away. Paladin does have a Belt of Giant Strength, but he needs the Shadowhunter to come across with a big heal if he's to try and stay alive. All right, units trying to regroup and regather here. Archmage is back out onto the battlefield. It looks like, was he resurrected? It looks like he was resurrected at the tavern. Grunts could get taken down pretty easily as well. We're going to see another Grunt get taken down there. All right. Battles. Trying to figure out the pacing of this game here. Tauren Chieftain up to level 3. Level 2 Stomp going to be significantly better. And now units are just getting lost in transit. Both sides trying to find opportunities to get a little bit more of an advantage. Infi about to set up an expo, while the Orc Undead combination clearing out creep camps. Archmage, Death Knight, Destroyer now making their way through. Destroyer's already out on the battlefield. Oh, an Ensnare going down onto a Destroyer, or onto an Obsidian statue, only for it to become a Destroyer. Freeing it for just a second. That one Destroyer, however, taken out, giving level 2 to the Paladin. All right, Devotion Aura, level 1, giving everyone a little bit more effective hit points, protecting them from damage from the Orc and the Undead. All right, coming through, Dire Wolf. That's going to get cleaned up here. Archmage looking to back up again. There goes an Ensnare, but the Destroyer is a little bit too far away. Tauren Chieftain, Shadowhunter picks up Scroll of the Beast. That might just be sold, as Scroll of the Beast is just going to get devoured by the Destroyers if you're not careful. Here you are. There's the fight. There's Mirror Image. Blade Master trying to dive on to the Raiders here. One lone Grunt, actually very far out. Tauren Chieftain does go in, gets a massive stomp across multiple units, and then now still trying to fight its way through. The Destroyers have plenty of mana after that Devour magic onto those Water Elementals. Peons have Spirit Link as the Tauren Chieftain gets another big stomp down. 2 big stomps for about 8 seconds of stunnage across a good portion of the teal army. And then now, because they were stunned out, it feels like Infi and Fly are able to push forward a little bit more. Archmage is going to go for level 2 Brilliance Aura. It does, realizing that providing mana to all of the other heroes is more important than anything else, as the Tauren Chieftain is going to get taken out. Yes, he does. Paladin a little bit too far away. It wasn't close enough to get any of that mana, and without that mana, unable to get a 200 hit point heal. Paladin is just off to the side right now, and without the Tauren Chieftain acting as the big front man, well, the other side is starting to push in a little bit more, but it looks like Infi, with enough range units, able to shoot down those Kodo beasts, are going to be able to force back this fight by XiaoKK and 120. Constant ensnare onto that Kodo beast. Healing Wave bouncing around. Tauren Chieftain is resurrected. This Paladin really needs to get closer over to the Archmage. Being so far away has become a problem, as it's finally within range of that Brilliance Aura for perhaps a couple of heals. A lot of mana lost right there, just by being too far from the action. All right, Skeletal Minion getting cleaned up here. We're looking at Arcane Tower, perhaps going to try to fight close to that Town Hall. No, we are not seeing that. Paladin still making its way over. There's another Holy Light as the units are getting closer together once more. All right, Shadow Hunter, perhaps Healing Wave going to bounce around again. There is another stomp going down. Massive damage mitigation when all of those units are stunned, and opening it up for focus fire damage as well. There goes another Destroyer. So Fly getting very close to level 4. Meanwhile, XiaoKK getting to level 3 on that Blade Master, trying to divide and conquer. Rifleman looking to dive onto that Obsidian statue, unable to do exactly that. This battle still raging on for quite a bit of time. Is the Paladin going to be able to Holy Light? We can see that the Archmage is nearby. We need to see the Shadow Hunter perhaps get a Healing Wave onto the Archmage there. And now we do have a little bit of regrouping as the Tauren Chieftain gets to level 4 off of Mirror Images. Mirror Images giving level 4 to the Tauren Chieftain. Level 2 Endurance Aura now available. Faster movement speed, faster attack. All right, that additional Expo making a big difference here. Meanwhile, Archmage shows up. Rifleman trying to shoot down units as they are simply attempting to run by. Tauren Chieftain coming across a little bit late to the party. There goes one priest getting taken down. There goes an Obsidian statue. Always happy to do that trade, as we're looking at more sides fighting back and forth. Destroyer up in the air. Deathcoil finding the Dark Ranger. Meanwhile, Archmage gets up to level 4 as well. Are we going to see a stomp needing a little bit more mana as the Death Knight falls at level 3. All right, finishing things up there. Paladin now going to go ahead and Scroll of Town Portal back. Is it going to be able to engage here? Perhaps Stormbolt onto something? No Stormbolt. Only the Paladin here, as the units are attempting to retreat back again. The armies are a bit separated. And, well, Don't Look Back dove on into the bases. And, well, XiaoKK is in trouble, being forced to use a Scroll of Town Portal to get away, but losing a Kodo Beast in the process as well. That looks like it is going to be the game. XiaoKK and 120 tried to do this long, drawn-out battle at the Expo and did fairly well fighting there. Once the Scroll of Town Portal transplanted the Archmage, protected it, Shadow Hunter able to heal it back up. Very questionable decision by 120 to try and go after this gold mine while XiaoKK went here. They essentially divided and conquered themselves while trying to push deep behind enemy lines. Once they were separated, well, that was pretty much the beginning of the end. Let me know what you guys thought about this game in the comments below. And here are the final scores.